All right, so here is your read along for assignment 2.2 for the building blocks of matter. What I'm going to really make sure that you do is as you are doing assignment 2.2, you want to read all the subheadings and the bold words before we get going. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as we get this open. So here we have the atoms are building blocks. All of the subheadings are atoms are atoms are building blocks. We've got subatomic particles. It's a pre-reading strategy to go through a reading. Elements and charge of atoms. So, and that's all there is for this reading. And as I go back through, I've got the words atoms, matter, nucleons, quarks, particle accelerators, electrons, protons, neutrons, subatomic particles, nucleus, atomic mass unit, AMU, zero, energy levels or orbitals, elements, periodic table. We got a plus and a zero and a minus. We got electrical charge, we got positive charge, we got negative charge and neutral. Then again, we have electron, proton, and neutron. So as I read this, I encourage you also to stop for a moment, stop the video, and go ahead and write down some things that you learn. As I'm reading, you want to be thinking, what are all the building blocks of matter? You've got 8 things to write down in this Cornell note. So as you hear it, go ahead and write down what you hear. All right, atoms are building blocks. Atoms are the foundation of chemistry, the study of matter and how it changes. Matter is made of atoms. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. So that's pretty much everything. You are made of atoms. This paper is made of atoms. Your pencil is made of atoms. The atoms can be closely packed together, like in solids, or spread out, like in gases. Are there pieces of matter that are smaller than atoms? Sure, there are. Super small particles can be found inside the pieces of atoms. These subatomic particles include nucleons and quarks. Nuclear chemists and physicists use enormous machines called particle accelerators to discover the presence of these tiny pieces of matter. However, the science of chemistry is based on the atom because it is the smallest distinct unit of matter. Subatomic particles. Even though many super tiny atomic particles exist, you only need to remember these 3 basic parts of an atom: electrons, protons, and neutrons. These 3 parts of an atom are also known as subatomic particles. Protons and neutrons are found in the nucleus. The nucleus is the center of the atom and is made of protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons both have one atomic mass unit. This means an atom with 1 proton and 1 neutron would have 2 atomic mass units, or AMU. Electrons are the smallest of the 3 particles that make up atoms. They're also so small that their mass is even considered to be essentially zero. 0.000548597 AMU. So super small compared to these protons. Electrons are found outside the nucleus in spaces called energy levels or orbitals. The electrons surround the nucleus of an atom kind of like how the planets orbit the sun. That's all you have to remember, these 3 easy pieces. Elements. An element is a substance that is made of only one kind of atom. Today, there are 118 known elements in the periodic table. The atoms of different elements have different numbers of electrons, protons, and neutrons. Every element is unique and has an atomic number. That number tells you the number of protons in every atom of the element. Everything around you is made of atoms of different elements. Charges of atoms. In the picture on the left, on the right, I'm going to change that as I'm typing. On the right, you can see that each part of the atom is labeled with a plus, a minus, or a 0. Those symbols refer to the electrical charge of the particle. Have you ever heard about getting a shock from a socket, static electricity, or lightning? These are all related to electric charges. Charges are also found in tiny particles of matter. Electrical charges can be positive charge or a negative charge. Things with no electrical charge are neutral. An electron always has a minus or a negative charge. The proton always has a plus or positive charge. If the charge of an entire atom is 0 or neutral, there are equal numbers of positive and negative charges. Neutral atoms have equal numbers of electrons and protons. The third particle, the neutron, has a charge of 0. Neutrons are neutral. And that's all you need for this reading. So please reach out if you have any questions.